Hello, I'm Chef Allen of Skeets Family Barbecue in Beverly Hills. We established here in Beverly Hills in June of 2010. We actually opened the original Skeets Barbecue in Denellen in 1996. I've been smoking meats personally for over 20 years, the last 15 of them here at Skeets. Today I'm going to share with you the way we smoke our beef brisket at Skeets and why I think our way is the best. We, like most barbecue enthusiasts, prefer slow and low, which means low heat for a slow cook, usually about 1.5 to 2 hours per pound. For instance, a 10-pound brisket usually takes about 20 hours to do. So, in my opinion, the brisket is one of the toughest meats to smoke. It's cut from the tough underside of the cow. It's filled with a lot of collagen and fat. The slow and low process breaks down the collagen, melts the fat, and leaves the meats tender and juicy. There's some important factors to consider before you smoke your meats. First and foremost, a good quality grade of beef, a great rub, choosing the wood that you like to smoke with. We personally use hickory here at Skeets, and of course a good smoker, which I'm going to take you back and show you one of our competition smokers. So let's go ahead and get started back there. We'll show you the smoker, get the meat on, and start from there. This is one of our many smokers. This isn't one of our competition smokers, but we do use it pretty regularly here at Skeets. We cook all of our beef and pork overnight for anywhere from 15 to 20 hours, so this thing's pretty much going for about 20 hours a day. We have one that we use for chicken, which we use in the mornings for our early afternoon cooks. We use it in the afternoon for our evening cooks. And we have one for our ribs, where we actually cook all of our ribs the same way in the morning and in the evenings. So one thing I like to do, we've got this thing heated up to about 220. We got a long night of cooking here. So one thing I like to do, another secret we use is I like to pour apple juice in the bottom of my smoker. It gives it the moisture it needs, but it also gives it a little extra flavor. So I use about a gallon of apple juice every time I cook. I'll pour that in there, and that just adds a little bit of flavor to it. Okay, so this thing has been heating up. Temperature's reading exactly 225 where we need to be. We put our hickory chunks in the firebox here, and the firebox is down here. Okay, this is our firebox. We use hickory chunks. Just kind of toss them back there, and that's where we get all our smoke from. I just got enough wood in there to get started. I'll be throwing more in throughout the night. I don't like to put too much in the beginning. It tends to give it too much of a dark look to it. This is, like I said, one of our mainstay smokers here at the restaurant. We also have our catering smokers, which are quite a bit larger. They're trailer mounted, so we're able to take them out onto our catering jobs. Do quite a bit of catering on-site cooking as well. Those smokers are 4 or 5 times larger than these. Old Hickory Pits, great company, they make a great product, and this thing's ready to go. It's heating up. We're going to go out front, trim up the beef, make the rub, get everything ready, and come on back and put it in the smoker and get it going. Like I said, today we're going to be smoking a beef brisket. First thing we do is grab our brisket, get out of the package. I like to rinse it off, let it rest, pat it dry, and bring it out and let it rest for a few minutes. And Shay has already done that for us. And this is Shay. He's one of our young chefs here at Skeets. And put the gloves on here. You want to take this for me? And get the brisket out. This is about an 8-pounder here. So if you notice the fat cap, it's a little thick through here. I like to cut that down to about 1/4 inch, trim that up a little bit. That allows the smoke to penetrate a little better. So we're going to go ahead and do some trimming. A lot of talk about whether you smoke your beef fat cap up or fat cap down. A lot of people flip theirs. Now, I prefer to do mine fat up. This allows the fat to melt, cook right through the meats. It leaves the beef brisket nice and tender, juicy. So we're not going to take too much of this fat off, just where it's in thicker portions. We want to leave some of it on to help with the flavoring of the beef. Okay, we're going to make our rub. We have 5 main ingredients. We use a kosher salt, fresh ground black pepper. This is an ancho chili seasoning. Compared to the other seasonings, we use about half of this. And we have a garlic salt powder as well. Don't use garlic salt, always use garlic powder. And then our paprika. Get that in there. And this is pretty much our standard rub here. I do have one secret ingredient that we use at the end. We don't mix it in though. Get these mixed up nice. Okay. So we're going to apply the rub next, and then we'll put our secret ingredient at the end. We're going to do the fat side last, so Chef Shay will pour that on there for me. Okay, we're just going to massage it in there, rub it in real nice. Okay, get her flipped over. After we get the rub on, we like to refrigerate it for about 2 hours and let this rub just sit on there and work its way in, so when we get smoking, it'll really absorb all those flavors. Now, I told you about our secret ingredient. I like to put brown sugar on the fat cap. What that does at the end, the sugar actually helps with the breaking down of the fat. It seeps through, and it also leaves a nice dark, crispy layer on the top of the beef brisket after it's smoked. So we'll pat that on there real good. This is real loosely packed here. We use a light brown sugar. We get that on. It gives it a little sweet flavor. It actually caramelizes while it's smoking. She is ready to rest and marinate for 2 hours. After that 2 hours, we're going to have Shay put her in the walk-in cooler for us. And after that 2 hours, we'll get her on the smoker. All right, now that we've rubbed our brisket, it's been marinating for 2 hours, we're ready to get it in the smoker here. So I've already got this thing going, nice and hot. Shay's gonna put the brisket on for us. Careful not to lose that brown sugar. All right, and this one here is gonna take us between 12 and 16 hours. So we'll be putting wood on throughout the night, some wood chunks. We have the temperature set at 220, so it should be ready somewhere between 12 and 16 hours. Oh, that's the hard part. Now we just gotta wait. Okay, it's been about 13 hours since we put the beef on, so we're gonna go ahead and take a peek here. She looks about ready. The internal temperature should be about 185. We are exactly 185. Keep in mind that as we take this off, it's going to continue to cook as it rests another couple degrees. So all that crispiness and black, that's the brown sugar I was telling you about, our secret ingredient. It gives it those burnt ends, which is actually a delicacy in a lot of barbecue places. So let's go out here and get this thing carved up. We've got the brisket out of the smoker, got it on the cutting board. I like to put a clean damp cloth underneath the cutting board that prevents it from sliding around while I'm cutting. And we'll get our first cut into this. Beef brisket, barbecue baked beans, and our homemade potato salad. Well, on behalf of Skeets Family Barbecue, we'd like to say thank you for joining us today. Stop by and see us in 3887 North Lecanto Highway in Beverly Hills, Florida, or visit us at www.skeetsbbq.com. Thank you, enjoy your barbecue, and God bless.